Yeah.
There we go.
So I guess you could say it started when I hit puberty and my hair rebelled against me. I tried in middle school to control it with hair product. I'd start with a whole double handful of mousse and rub it into my head. Next, the extra firm, extra hold gel. I'd smear so much of it through my hair that it would drip down my neck and harden into little tiny green translucent droplets. And then finally 15 to 30 seconds of hairspray. But even by fifth or sixth period, my little hairs would begin to like pop out like popcorn and into just this big hairy mess by the end of the day. In high school, I tried to experiment with a hat, and the hair would weave its way through the mesh and out the back and even up over the sides like a baseball in a field of weeds. So that by college, I'd completely given up on my hair, and that was the time that I met Justin. And I was sitting in Justin's dorm room one day, and he was shaving his head with this electric razor he bought from Costco, and then he turned to me and said, "Do you want me to cut your hair too?" And I have to be honest with you, it was more than just my battle with my hair that made me say yes. It was because Justin was like the ideal for me. Everything that Justin had, everything that he was, I wanted it. And I said yes to everything. Yes, Justin, 1,000,000,000 times yes. You had me at would you. I would follow you into the dark. There was a time he asked me, would you like to go rock climbing? Justin was a huge outdoor fanatic. He even had the Arc'teryx. Arc'teryx is an outdoor outfitter. He had the Arc'teryx logo tattooed on his shoulder blade. That was Justin. He asked me one day if I wanted to volunteer at his youth group. You see, Justin was he was a few years older than me in college, and he was already a youth pastor, which was like my ideal dream job at the time, right? And so I said yes to him, so I started to ride with him in his BMW on the way to church, but always in the back. The front was permanently reserved for Rachel. Rachel, his girlfriend. Rachel, the hottest girl on campus. Now, this was a small Christian college, so that wasn't the most difficult thing in the world to be. But even still, and then he had this planner. He had this planner. It was squarish and black and puffy with one single Velcro strap. I lusted after that planner. He used to carry it around one-handed around campus. And so I went to Fred Meyer's to find this planner, and even though it was the most expensive one on the aisle, I bought it to be like Justin, you know. So there I am getting my haircut from him, and I heard the words you never want to hear in a haircut, which is, uh-oh. And I said, what, Justin? And he said, did you know you have this huge scar on the back of your head? And I'd forgotten about it. It happened so long ago. It was in kindergarten when my brown-spotted Dalmatian Charlie mistook my head for a Frisbee. And his bottom teeth hit my chin, and it left this huge scar, and much to the shame of my people, I can't grow a proper goatee. But I'd forgotten that the upper teeth had hit the back of my head, and now there was this huge white gash in an otherwise beautiful sea of black, and I panicked, but Justin didn't. He walked over like he'd performed this thousands of times and pulled out a black permanent marker, a Sharpie. And he colored it in, and he gave me the Sharpie, and he said, you're going to want to fill this in every 2 to 3 days. I did that for 1.5 years of my life. Thank you. Thank you. So Justin calls me up late one Saturday night. He said he had just summited Mount Hood, and he was sore, and he was tired. His face was weather-beaten and sunburnt, and asked me if I could teach his Sunday school class the next day. And I wanted to say yes, but for the first time in my life, I had to say no. Justin, I don't have a car. And he said so casually, you can borrow the BMW. Rachel will meet you downstairs in the lobby tomorrow. And that is how I found myself, with Justin's haircut, holding Justin's planner, driving away from Justin's job in Justin's car with Justin's girl sitting in the passenger seat. And I was like, yeah. But it's like, that's not enough for me. I don't want to be Rocky with Justin's things. I want to be Justin. I want to have like one of those Edward Norton, Brad Pitt Fight Club experiences where Rachel grabs my hand and calls me Justin. And I go to Justin in a panic saying, why does everybody think that I'm you? And he's like, think about it, Rocky. Think about it. And then I start to get all these weird visions. Like I feel the needle on my shoulder blade. And I can hear the sound of the keys falling into my hand from the dealership, and I can experience with that skill and precision with the axe and the crampons climbing up Mount Hood. And then he's like, Rocky, look down. And I look down and I'm holding 2 planners. And I'm like, I am Justin. But that's not what happened. But for the 10 minutes it took to drive from the church back to campus, I was Justin, and it was awesome. And driving into the parking lot, I discovered the only thing I'd ever change about him, that he would have a slower car, that I might be him for a few moments more. Thank you.
Rocky, hey, Rocky.